I just want to know when a person says stuffing, it's stuffing, dressings, dressing, and it's 6 o'clock. I'm not in the military.
They don't say 18 o'clock.
I told you I wasn't in the military.
Hi, welcome to Fein Dining. I'm Jen.
And I'm Drew. Today we're going to try something new and let you know whether the dining is fine or should be left behind. So what's on the menu?
So today we are delving into the holidays.
We love the holidays.
We are having the cornbread stuffing from Trader Joe's.
We love Trader Joe's. We love stuffing.
Yeah. So this is in the refrigerated section.
Ooh.
Always limited time only. I couldn't tell you from when to when. But it comes out in October, right. Yeah. So, and you know, technically stuffing is not only served around between October and December, but it's just what people...
In this household, it seems to be.
Well, true. I mean, it is kind of seasonal, but I'm saying at least around where we live, you can order it on a menu pretty much all year round.
It's down-home food.
Right. But this one does have a little holiday flair because it has some dried cranberries in there.
Ooh.
So this one has some, it says with roasted apples, dried cranberries, and savory herbs.
Ah, savory and sweet.
Good combo. It is a little bit more of a holiday flair than your average.
Yeah.
So it looks good and it smelled good while it was cooking.
Let's see how this goes.
All right, let's dig in.
Let's do it. Ooh.
I have to get a good bite with things.
We're going to be here for 17 minutes.
Picking the good bite. Okay, I'll go with that one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
I really do. This is not stovetop stuffing.
No. It's very moist.
Yes.
I think maybe the apples, there's probably broth or something in there too, but the apples and all probably gives it some moisture.
Yeah.
So, you know, usually when I think of having stuffing, which we call dressing, I've always called dressing in my household, which is a whole conversation, which I'm sure we're about to have. But as I usually have it, it usually needs dressing or it needs gravy.
This is my problem. Ever since I came down below the Mason-Dixon line, I learned that stuffing is called dressing here. And I do not like it one bit because stuffing, when you say stuffing, you know what you're talking about. The bready thing that goes in a turkey, blah, blah. But dressing already has a meaning. It's the thing that you put on salad. You say, hey, you want some ranch dressing? I know what I'm getting. I come down here, hey, hey, Drew, care for some oyster dressing? And I go, oyster, what? It's confusing. You have to sit there and process when a person offers you dressing. Oh, this dressing sure is caloric. Which thing? Could be either. You have to sit there and try to interpret what it means. It's kind of like military time. If somebody says it's 18 o'clock, I can do it. Okay, 12 o'clock, 12 plus 6 is 18. But why do I have to think about that? I just want to know when a person says stuffing, it's stuffing, dressings, dressing, and it's 6 o'clock. I'm not in the military.
They don't say 18 o'clock.
I told you I wasn't in the military.
They would say 1800. All right, so...
I'm a civilian.
Okay, I get this point. I get it, but since I grew up calling it dressing, it's hard to break that habit.
Okay, but you just said you need to put dressing on your...
I know, but that was just a slip of the tongue. Okay, so we always called it dressing. I still call it dressing. I can't help it. It's turkey and dressing. Not really turkey and stuffing. The other thing is stuffing, you know, I think of it as being cooked inside the bird.
The best stuffing.
And this, well, the dressing that we're always talking about is never actually cooked in the bird.
Nobody cooks it in the bird anymore.
Yeah, it's really... So dressing, stuffing, whatever you want to call it.
I call it good.
Yes, it's delicious. This is really good. So the savory herbs come through.
Yes.
And maybe like a little rosemary in there I saw in the ingredients. But I like there's celery in there, which is common in stuffing or dressing. But there's, just a really nice, it says that it's made with cornbread croutons.
Yeah.
Which I can see.
Yeah, the cornbread's bringing something different to the table. I like that.
Yeah. So that's, again, something you wouldn't have grown up eating, but we eat that. Below the Mason-Dixon line, eat cornbread dressing.
A lot of good food below the Mason-Dixon.
A lot of good food. Okay, so this is, I think we should give this a rating.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I am going to give this a 7 3/4.
7 3/4. That's very specific.
It is. I decided to change it up a little.
I'll go
7 3/4.
I'll go 7.5. It's really good, but I mean, I've had better.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't taste. It does have a homemade taste. It doesn't taste, prefab or anything.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the
good.
higher stuffings that you can get from a store, for sure.
Right, already prepared.
But we've had a lot of homemade stuffing around
whatever
here.
It's called.
Around here, and those are usually better. But if you didn't have the time or energy and just wanted to...
Right, and like I said, you don't even need gravy on it, which is a nice plus.
No, the downfall of a lot of stuffings is it's dry. It just tastes like this bready matter.
Yeah, and you have to have the gravy to make it any good.
Right.
Yeah, so this is really, it's really good. I wouldn't even I wouldn't put gravy on it necessarily, even though I'm a sauce kind of girl.
Yes. But that being said, if I had a piece of turkey and some, it would go good with all of the other
it would.
Thanksgiving kind of side dishes for sure. Maybe is this our first side dish review?
Maybe. Mm-hmm. I think it might be.
With this season coming up, it won't be the last.
Right. There's lots of good side dishes out there. And I would put this up there with them. For sure. And it's kind of nice that it's in the refrigerated section instead of the freezer section because it cooks faster. I mean, only just because. This is literally like the heat and eat type.
Yeah, it's microwavable. We did it in the oven. It was $3.75 for 25. And for once, I think Trader Joe's actually had the correct instructions.
Yeah, I didn't have to leave it in there longer, which is usually the case.
Right.
With their directions aren't great. But yeah,
I think the last thing
really
we got
easy.
from them, we cooked it, and it literally had some ice in the middle of it
It
using
was
their
still
directions.
cold. Yeah. So they did good. They did well with the ingredients. They did well with the directions.
Yes.
And yeah, this is good. So this will not be the last side dish or holiday type fare that we will review, but it's, up there. This is the season, right? 'Tis the season.
'Tis the season.
Mm-hmm. For cranberries and such.
It is true.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see you next time on Fein Dining.
Fein Dining, y'all.